Finding ourselves seated on our mat or on the floor, wherever you are at, in our nice, simple cross-legged pose. Beginning to bring our minds to this present moment, bring our bodies to this present moment. And maybe you're finding some stillness, or maybe you're just starting to like get down, like things have been chaos and you're just like, okay. So maybe you're moving a little from side to side or a little from front to back just to get some extra, shave off some of that excess energy, extra energy or nervous energy or anxious energy. Or maybe again, you've had just a pleasant or peaceful time before this and you're just ready. So we are sitting up nice and tall, maybe a little bit of movement. If you're in stillness or from this movement, let's begin to circle our torso. So doing some nice torso circling here. And you can articulate that as slowly as you want. That is feeling really good today. If I go very slow, sometimes it feels really good to just, go fast with the torso circling. But today, wow, that feels good to go slow. And you can make your torso circles as big or as small as you would like, as works for you. Let's circle the other way. So now just changing direction here. Oh yeah, and then I feel it. I'm feeling a lot of my glutes and hips today, and that's really good. And just the change of direction went over to that other side. So yay. This is also where we begin to have start our body awareness. We begin to start checking in with ourselves. From the very beginning of our practice, we just begin to, oh, where do I feel things at? How am I feeling? What parts of the body? What mentally is attached to that? What physically is attached to that? What emotionally is attached to that? And let's go and bring ourselves back to center and sit ourselves up tall. I want like 2 pillows today, so I get a nice extra stretch for hip flexors, but sitting ourselves up tall, and let's roll our shoulders now. So let's go and roll those shoulders back. And so good. Let's roll those shoulders forward, rolling them the other way. Or maybe you started rolling forward and now you're rolling back. Again, going with what your body's letting you do today, where you can go today, remembering that this is your practice to listen to your body and do what you can do today. Not based on yesterday, not based on what you want in the future. Today, this present moment. Good. Crunch the shoulders up to the ears and then release that down. Ooh, that was good. Let's do that again. Crunch that up and then release that down. Very nice. Let's drop our chin to our chest and then lift our eyes to sky and chin to chest and eyes to sky. One more time, chin to chest and eyes to sky. Head to center and neutral. Let's look to the right. So think about chin going over towards that right shoulder. And then let's look to the left. Now looking over towards that left shoulder. Chin going over, not trying to bring the shoulder to the chin, but bring that chin to the shoulder. Head back to neutral. Look to the right again. Chin to shoulder. Head to neutral and then look to the left again, chin to shoulder. Ooh. Usually my neck is where I feel it a lot. Today, neck isn't too bad. Wow, bring this back to center. Drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest. I'm kind of like super surprised. Left ear to left shoulder. What's going on? And let's do some nice half neck circles here. We'll find out where else in my body where the stress went. We'll see. It's like, we decided not to put it in the neck. We're going to put it somewhere else. So as we go through our practice, I'm sure you'll find out. I'll let you know. Taking that from side to side. Our bodies are amazing. They are amazing creations. God sure knew what he was doing. Pretty incredible. Good. Drop our chin back to our chest. Lift our head up to center, roll the shoulders back. Let's do a big sun breath here. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up this time. As we exhale, let's drop over to the right. Reach our left arm over. Keep our left glute, left hip, left leg. Kind of press down into the floor. Yeah, feeling that in the hip flexor. Maybe you're able to do a little bit of rotation with that torso, and that will open up your head. Woo! Yeah, or maybe not. Again, maybe you're like, torso rotation isn't for me today. And again, listen to your body. Every day is different. Let's inhale and sweep this up center. Exhale, drop our left hand down. Reach over with the right. And you might find one side is a little tighter or more tender than the other side. Always very normal, super duper normal to have one side off, one side different than the other, because that's life. We always use one hand over the other. We always begin with one foot before the other. So that's what's so wonderful about this practice is we try and bring that into some balance. Let's inhale and sweep this up to center. As we exhale, let's take our hands behind us. So clasping our hands behind or holding onto your strap or a towel if your mobility isn't letting you hold your hands. You can use something for lengthening, for more space in your chest and your shoulders, for more space in those arms. Or even maybe it gets super tight in your back when you're holding your arms behind you. Let's look to the right and look to the left. Head to center, drop our chin to chest, and then eyes to sky. Let's do a neck circle. So let's drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and that may feel super awkward. And then go ahead and go to the other side. So just one. Good. Drop that chin back to chest. It does feel a little awkward. Bring that head to center and let's release our arms. Shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. Let's clasp our hands behind us one more time. So let's open this up again. Open that or hold on to a strap or a towel. Woo. So good. And let's drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. And maybe you feel like, I don't even feel like I'm doing it because that's how I feel. I know I am, but sometimes it's so tight in the shoulders or neck. Bring that head to center, drop that right ear towards the right shoulder. It can be such a minuscule, a minute movement, but it makes a difference. It just stretches through all of the tension. Bring that head center, drop our chin to chest, and take our eyes to sky. And bring that head neutral. Let's do another head neck roll. So drop our chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder. Good. Release that. Release those arms. Nice. Shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Let's take our left arm across to our right thigh. Right hand is going to follow our spine down towards the floor, and then your hand on the floor. Let's lift ourselves up tall and get our first spinal twist. Let's add in that breath. Inhale. And maybe that big sigh like that, maybe that feels good for you. Try it. I can't hear you, so try it. Let's inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. Inhale it again and exhale it out. Sometimes those guttural sounds, yeah, they sound weird, but they feel good. Let's switch hands. So that right hand is going to go to that left thigh. Left hand follows our spine down towards the floor. Ooh, and twist that. Maybe I need a guttural sigh over here too. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out, or just even a laugh. A laugh is kind of a guttural thing when you're twisted like this. And let's inhale it again and exhale it out. Good, bring this back to center. Goodness gracious. Let's have one foot out in front of us and let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a foot massage. I know we've already done a little twisting and movement. We usually if we do the foot massage, we do it at the very beginning to get those nerve endings, but it still feels good. So working on the toe, the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, maybe if there's an extra tender spot on your foot or ankle, spend some time there. So good. Again, this helps with body awareness as well. Because not only does it feel good, but also maybe your mind starts to work of like, oh, where am I feeling this at? Is this making any difference anywhere else in my body? Do I feel this? Oh, right there in my forehead. I did it, but something like that. Or like my left ear, or just checking in with yourself, giving yourself this time. Working up on that ankle if you would like, and then up towards that shin and calf. Again, I'm like, I need to pay someone to do this for 5 hours. Yeah, and just breathing while you are giving yourself that nice massage. So let's switch those feet. That means that you're going to switch your simple cross leg as well. Switch those feet, work on the other toes, ball of the foot, arch of the foot, heel, ankle, calf. Again, ooh, I found the spot. Oh, man. Yep. There's a spot in the arch. Wow. And it almost like goes to the back of my jaw. That body awareness, body recognition, so very valuable, super important that you know yourself and you can check in with yourself, because when we're not focused on ourselves like this, and maybe you're in a stressful moment or event somewhere and you're like, oh, check in with myself real quick. I've done this in my yoga practice. I've done this in my practice. Check in. How do I check in? Oh, where do I feel everything at? It can be super helpful. And then out of breath, just breathing. So you're in a stressful like traffic situation or some other situation. Use your breathing. Use these things that you've been doing for years. These check-ins, super helpful. Working on that ankle, up through that shin and calf. These are tools that you can use throughout the rest of your life, not just when we have our practice, but this is everyday stuff too. You have an advantage over others because you've been doing this for so long and you know these things. So you can quiet yourself or check in with yourself. Good, bring yourselves back to that simple cross leg. Let's inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And again, inhale and sweeping up. Oh yeah, and exhale that out. Very good. Let's go ahead, give ourselves a nice big hug. So let's take our right arm over our left. Reach our fingers back for our spine, and this might be hard. You might be rounding here. Try and sit yourself up tall just for a moment. I know this is hard because we don't have any support behind us. So this can be a little challenging. Open this up, and now let's take our left over our right. That's kind of why I'm moving, because the movement helps me stay tall too. Oh yeah. And it helps me to open up my lats and my scapula, so my back, because that's where I'm needing that. Very good. Opening that up. Good. Inhale and sweep this up, and exhale it out. Very nice. If we are sitting on something, let's go ahead and move that, because we're going to work on those legs, lower body, get into some bridge work. Happy babies pose. But that's in a minute. That's in a minute or so. All right, so we're leaning back. Let's take our feet nice and wide as your mat, or a little bit wider, or super wide, or if you have to go narrow, then you can do that too. And let's do windshield wipers. So let's drop this. Drop from side to side, wiping. And you can be picking up those feet, or you can have your feet planted. Sometimes it feels good to plant those feet. Sometimes if you're like, I really need some ankle and some knee stretching, then plant your feet and you'll feel it very differently. You'll feel it in different ways. And then sometimes you're like, I just want to focus on my hips, and just focusing on those hips, you can just lift those feet up. So that makes it just super focused right there. Very nice. And let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front. This nice right zigzag, sitting ourselves up tall, lengthen up through that spine. Good. Let's reach our arms up here. I just felt like doing that. Let's reach this up. Oh yeah, very good. Reaching this up. That is really, really good. And then we can go ahead and release this down, and we're just going to go into a nice spinal twist right here. So this is a deeper spinal twist. We're kind of doing a half one. We'll get deep in just another breath. And then you can twist this back using your hands as leverage to twist yourself a little further back if that feels good for you. Oh, and don't forget to use that breath here. That expansion as you inhale of your back rib cage and your front rib cage all throughout that torso. So good. This is so good for that whole lymphatic system as well. Ooh. And again, you can make as many noises as you want. I can't hear you. You can make weird noises. I don't know who is in your house, but I can't hear you. So maybe there's no one there. If there's no one there, then go crazy. Bring yourself back to center. Let's twist quick for 4. So let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2. Wow. And center. And last 1. And bring us back to center. As we are here in center, let's hinge ourselves forward. So maybe you're able to take your hands down to the floor in front of you, and maybe you're able to keep both of your glutes down onto the floor. My left glute is kind of half, because sometimes there's just that tightness where it just won't stay down, and that's okay. Again, listening to your body and going where your body is letting you go today, this present day, this present moment, not yesterday, not tomorrow. All right, leaning ourselves back. Feels good. Keeping ourselves here, we're gonna do, you can keep that hand facing forward or that hand facing back, or neutral hand. We're going to lift up right here and reach up through that. So we get even more of that front stretch, and it's a little bit of strengthening for that back and that shoulder as well. So we are lifting and reaching. So good. Inhale. As we exhale, release this down and hinge this forward. We're going to do 2 more like that, because it's a stretching and strengthening pose. So bring our hand back to neutral behind us, lift ourselves up. So really reaching up through this. Let's add in that breath. Inhale it here. And as we exhale, we release this down and hinge this forward. So good. We're going to do that one more time. Take that hand behind and lift this up, lengthen up through that. Inhale it here. And as we exhale, we release this down and hinge this forward. Oh, so good. So good for that right glute and left hip. Like it. All right. Lean that back on both of those arms, and windshield wipers right here. Woo. That was good. Taking that from side to side to side to side. Very nice. And let's keep our left leg in front. So zigzagging it to the left, sitting ourselves up tall, and we can begin to twist over to the left. You don't have to go super deep yet. We will in a second, but just getting yourself ready for that. Using that breath. And then we can twist ourselves deeper into this, using those hands to walk ourselves back if it's available to you. Oh man. Let's breathe it here, inhaling deeply and exhaling it out. And inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, let's bring that back to center. Wow, and let's twist quick for 4. Let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. So now we're here in center. Let's hinge ourselves forward, because then we're going to add in our strength move. Our strength with that breathing, with that stretch and breathe. It's kind of a modified wild thing. Used to do wild thing a long time ago, but that's what we'll call this, a modified wild thing. So let's take our hand behind us. You can keep that wrist neutral, and let's lift it up right here into our modified wild thing. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale, drop this down and hinge this forward. Good. We got 2 more like that. Very nice. And let's go ahead and take that hand behind us. Wrist is neutral. Modified wild thing. Let's lift this up. Inhale it here. And as we exhale, we drop this down and hinge this forward. Good. Wow, I think I could do like 20 on each side. It feels really good. Let's take that hand again behind us. Wrist is neutral. Lift this up, lift and lengthen. Just that lifting right there too on that arm, that feels really good. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And I'm feeling it in my right hamstring. Wow, drop that down, hinge that forward. Where did you feel that at? Check in with your body. Where did you, maybe you felt it somewhere completely different. You're like, I felt it in my foot, in my knee, somewhere else. Good. Go ahead and release that. Very nice. Grab a block. Let's lean ourselves back, and we're going to take ourselves into a little bit of bridge. Also grab your strap within reaching distance, because we're going to be happy babies when we're down here on our backs. Let's take a block. Block's going to go in between our knees because we want to keep our inner thighs engaged, because we want to work those the whole time. And we're going to take ourselves down onto our backs. Block between those knees. Feet are lined up with our knees. Our knees are lined up with our hips. Again, this is one of those multivitamin things that we always want to be working on, is our low back strength, because this attaches to the rest of our body. If our core low back is strong, then that helps with the strengthening of the rest of the body. We've got our arms by our sides. Let's press our hands, our elbows, and our triceps into the floor. And let's inhale, lift our pelvis up off of the floor. And exhale, drop that back down. As we are dropping down, you are 1 vertebrae at a time imprinting into the earth. So taking that just nice and slow and strong. Let's inhale and lift this up. And exhale and print that down. Inhale and lifting up. And exhale, lowering this down. It's a little spinal massage too. Inhale and lifting this up, strengthening up through those glutes, through those inner thighs, through those quadriceps. And exhale, lowering this down, imprinting that. Again, let's go 2 more. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale and lowering it down. Wow. So good. Inhale and lifting up. And exhale and lowering it down. This next one, we're going to hold it up. Inhale and lift up and hold. Good. So that means that you can breathe normally up here at the top in this bridge. You might even want to walk your feet a little closer towards your glutes.
Maybe your shoulders go underneath you a little bit more. Your shoulder joints go underneath you, and you squeeze your scapula together a little bit more. Last week we did some heel lifts. We're gonna do the same thing this week. Some baby, like, what is that? Stepping, but we're keeping our toes and balls of the feet on the floor. We're just lifting those heels. So begin to do this. Just lifting the heels one at a time. And it's just left, right, just lifting and lifting. And maybe your shins will start to burn. Maybe your calves, maybe your inner thighs, maybe your core, your abdominals. This is so good. So good at strengthening all of the joints. Oh. And waking everything up. I'm feeling for sure in my shins and in my inner thighs today. And I'm like, I want to do both feet at the same time because it hurts so bad. Just do single for right now. We're going to do both feet in a moment after we get a rest here. Let's flatten both of our feet. Drop our pelvis back towards the floor. Very nice. Reach behind. Keep that block in between those knees. Reach behind those legs. Oh, pull that in. Oh, right there. So good. So good. So good. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and find our alignment again. So drop our feet back to the floor. Feet are lined up with our knees. Our knees are lined up with our hips. Hands, elbows, triceps by our side. Let's lift ourselves back up into this nice bridge right here. Good. And just breathing normally here, but remembering to breathe and using a deep breath. And this time we're going to go both heels at the same time. So we're going to lift and lower. We're going to go for 8, lift and lower. There's 7, lift and lower. There's 6, lift and lower. There's 5, lift and lower. It's 4, lift and lower. It's 3, lift and lower. It's 2, lift and lower. You know what? Let's do one more just for fun. Lift and lower. Very nice. Drop that pelvis back down towards the floor. So good. Now we can take that block off to the side, but exchange that block for your strap. Let's take our strap around our feet. Let's bring our feet up into the air. You can wrap that strap and let's pull that strap down towards the floor. If you're like, hey, this is too easy, then go ahead and hold on to your big toes or hold on to the outside of your feet, because this is your modified happy babies pose. Maybe you're rocking it a little bit from side to side. Don't worry, we're going to take a break and then we'll do this again. So we'll do this twice. So if you're like, the next time I don't want to use this strap, you don't have to, but just getting the nice hip opening, hip waking up. Actually, those hips are already woken up, but now it's moving into that strengthening zone. Good. Let's go ahead and release those legs, and you can release the strap. You can use the strap again when we do our happy babies pose again, or you can hold on to your feet or your toes. So let's find ourselves, get ourselves ready for that happy babies again. I'm going to take my peace fingers to my big toes and pull down. Oh, like that. Ooh, oh my goodness. Or you can be holding on to the outside of your feet. Wow, that is almost the exact same feeling, or a little bit more intense than when we do our pretzel. Wow, almost gets that nausea going. So good. And maybe you're rocking it, or maybe you're finding stillness. That rocking can feel really good on that low back. This is good for stretching, strengthening the sciatic as well. Oh yeah. All right, let's release one leg and let's release the other leg. Drop both of our knees over to one side. Bring ourselves onto our side while we safely press ourselves up onto all fours. And we're going to take ourselves into our cat and cow. You can place your blocks where you would like to use them for our sun salutations when we get there. Shoulders are over our wrists, hips are over our knees. Good, let's drop our belly to the floor and take our eyes to the sky. Let's hold this here.
And just breathe a few breaths while you are allowing this arch to happen. Oh, wow. This cow. And even just saying cow, if you say it like that, it's really good for your jaw and mouth. And 2 nice deep breaths. All right, let's add in our rounding. So let's add in our cat. Let's go ahead and round this up, and we're gonna hold this cat. So round that. Oh yeah, so good. That belly button is pulling back towards your spine to really, really get a lot of room there. Very nice. Let's do a cat and cow cycling here. So let's drop that belly inhale, round that spine exhale. Drop that belly inhale, round our spine exhale. Drop that belly inhale, round that spine exhale. Drop that belly inhale, round that spine exhale. Good, bring our back to neutral, nice and flat. Let's strengthen through our bodies and balance. So we're gonna have our first balance of the practice today. So lift our right leg up, and this may be as much as you wanna do today. Maybe you can't lift your other arm up today, but if you can, opposing arm lift, so that left arm is lifted, right leg is lifted, left arm is lifted. And here we go for the challenge, elbow to knee 6 times. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. Here's 2 and extend. And last one and extend. And if you can do that, then you are amazing. This is such good strength and balance, just this right here. Again, it's a multivitamin. It's something we try and do a lot. Release that leg down. Let's take it to the other side. So let's go ahead and take our left leg up, and maybe the leg lift is all you got today. Otherwise, you're bringing up that right arm, that opposing arm. And we're adding in that challenge, elbow to knee 6 times. Let's bring this in for 6 and extend. Here's 5 and extend. Here's 4 and extend. Here's 3 and extend. Here's 2 and extend. And last one, and hold this extension. So good. Release that arm, release that leg. Child's pose, glutes go back to heels. I love that front stretch right there, front of the feet. Oh, goodness. And lengthening through our arms. So almost imagining that somebody is pulling at your fingertips to pull your arms out of their sockets. That's kind of how you're reaching. Or maybe you're walking your fingers towards the front edge of your mat, and maybe you've got enough grip on your mat that it actually is pulling you a little bit. Yeah. Looking up at our hands, let's walk our hands over to the right. Let's take that left hand right on top of that right hand, and let's sit that left glute towards that left heel. Boy, so good. And take it to the other side. Walk those hands over the other way. And let's take that right hand to the top of the left hand. And our right heel is going towards our right glute. Oh, that side is a little tighter. Wow. Very good. Bring this back to center. So nice. All right, guess what? Our first inversion. So we're going to bring ourselves into our downward facing dog. Love this. Curl our toes under. Let's keep our knees bent, and let's lift our tails to the sky. So lift this up, lengthen through this, stretch through our spine first. That's why we bend our knees, is so that we can focus on just that spine, and then we'll get to our legs in just a moment. So allowing our back to lengthen. Maybe you're feeling it in the chest and armpits as well, because as that tailbone is lifting and lengthening, stretching through the front of the body too. And then we can add in those legs. So let's begin to pedal our feet, dropping our heels down towards the floor.
just pedaling that. And if you're finding that you're super tight, what can be helpful is to take your feet wide. Maybe as wide as your mat or wider than your mat, because then your heels can get a little bit closer towards the floor. But again, up to you, listening to your body and where you want to go in your practice today. Let's drop both of our heels down towards the floor. Go ahead and maybe nod that head, yes, or shake that head, no. Lift up on our toes, our heels are high. Let's drop both of those heels over to one side. Ankle stretch to the max, right there, that feels very good. Bring this back to center and drop those heels over to the other side. Oh, so good. And bring that back to center. Very nice. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold at the front of our mat, front edge of our mat. And just placing those blocks again within reaching distance. You don't have to use them quite yet because we're going to just let our arms dangle here in this ragdoll. Relax that head and neck. Again, maybe a nice nod yes or a shake no. Feels very good for you. Let's take opposite elbow with the opposite hand, making a frame for that head so our upper body gets even heavier here. So heavy arms, heavy head, heavy upper back. Woo! I'm for sure feeling that in my hamstrings, in my calves. So good. We can release that and now we can use those blocks to our heart's content. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Ah, that feels good. Exhale and release. Now our head has been low, so take this one nice and slow. Inhale and sweep this up. Nice tall mountain. You can go as slow as you need to so you don't get dizzy. And then let's, as I was getting dizzy, let's exhale and shake that around. Don't close your eyes when you do that. Take those arms around. I totally did. I almost just ate it. Inhale and sweep this up. And that would have been okay. Exhale, dive it down and over. It would have just been funny. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Good. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. That's one of the things in yoga practice. If you ever want to make it harder, just close your eyes and it will be harder because there's so much balance involved that when you close your eyes, it changes everything. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Exhale it around to chair again. Good. Inhale and sweep. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Right foot is going to stay forward. Our left foot's going to go back into a nice big lunge using the block. Or maybe you're using a chair today. Or maybe you're holding onto the back of your couch. Or maybe you're up against a wall today. Using whatever height you need to for this lunge. Sometimes things are so tight that you need a taller lunge. Listen to your body. Go with it. We're going to open up, ooh, to the right side. Woo-hoo. Wow. Good. Bring this to center. Very nice. Take that foot back to meet the other foot. Top of plank. Strong top of plank here. Shift our weight. Drop the fronts of the knees. Uncurl our toes. Heart goes down to the floor. Elbows are right by our rib cage. Heart comes up off of the floor. Nice baby cobra here. Good stretch for those thighs, hip flexors, and that low back. Curl our toes under. Lift and press. Downward facing dog. And breathe it here. Remember, down dog, baby, or child's pose, and down dog. Those are your home base poses. If you ever need a break or to catch your breath, you can always come to a down dog or a child's pose. I keep wanting to say happy baby's pose. Child's pose. Good. Very nice. Let's walk both of our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front of our mat. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep this up.
Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and sweeping up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Our left foot is going to stay forward and our right foot's going to go back into lunge. Right hand, wherever you're using it for height to help you in this lunge. Twisting over to that left side. Ooh, breathe that here. Bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Enjoy the inversion. So that means that our head is lower than our heart. Ooh. Enjoy that. And let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward, fold, front edge of our mat. Let's go through our sun salutations again. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Right foot's going to stay forward. Left foot's going to go back into lunge. Left hand on block or floor or wherever. Open this up. So good. Right there and breathe. Maybe the second round feels a little better. It does for me. It's good. Bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot. Hop up, plank. Shift that forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog, and breathe. So good. Walk those feet to meet those hands, standing forward, fold, front of our mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Good. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back into lunge. Right hand on block floor wherever you are using for height. Twisting over to the left. Breathe it here. Very good. Bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift that forward, drop the fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog. Breathe it here. Again, nodding that head feels really good today. I'm just going to keep doing that. That's good. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold. We're going to do our sun salutations 2 more times, or 1 more time each side. So yeah, twice more. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward, exhale, release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lifting up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Right foot stays forward, left foot goes back into lunge. Left hand where you need it for your lunge. Let's open up that right side, and that third time feels even better. Breathe that here. Ooh, I can focus even a little bit more on my back leg now. Woo, yeah. And then bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog. And breathe or sigh. You can sigh here too. The sigh feels really good as well. That went right into my sinuses, that sigh did. Whew. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold.
front of our mat. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around to chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Left foot's gonna stay forward, right foot's gonna go back. Right hand wherever you need it for that lunge. And let's open it up, left side, so good. Breathe it here. And bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog. And breathe. Good, 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 good. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold. Front of our mat. Good, let's inhale, sweep our arms up tall, tall mountain. Exhale, dive it down and over. Good, one more time. Inhale and sweep this up, tall mountain. This time, let's take it around into a chair. Good, round to that chair. Hands to heart. Let's go ahead and take our right leg back. Keep our right heel lifted. And let's bring it up into crescent. So back heel lifted, made us going right into that crescent pose. From our crescent, let's go ahead and open ourselves up into our proud warrior, warrior two. Yeah. Drop that back arm, take our palm up, peaceful warrior. And breathe. I think sometimes I get spoiled with that chair. I'm like, oh, where's the chair? Because it's a lot of strength. This is a lot of strength having to do this and hold these isometric poses, these holds. Good, bring this back to proud warrior. Relax your face. Everything else is working here though. Everything else is nice and strong. Let's release our front leg. Shift our hips or tilt those hips and maybe your hips pop like mine just did. And let's take this down into our triangle. And you can have your hand to your shin or to your thigh. Just remember, not on your kneecap. Or you can use a block. I love to use the block because it's right at that perfect height. And I can press my hand into it more than I can with my hand into my shin. And breathe this here. Because I press into that, and as I press into that, I can push my pelvis forward so that my inner thighs get even deeper stretch. Right there, very good. And let's go ahead and bring this up, release our arms, walk our back foot in, heel toe, heel toe. We're gonna go into our balance in just a moment. So let's take our hands to prayer at our low back. Let's turn this flat back into pyramid. And then you know where we're going from here. We're going right into that balance warrior three. So working on that balance, lifting that foot. Maybe you're up on that toe. Maybe you're lifting and lowering. Or maybe you've gotten to the point where you are lifting and you're trying to hold that whole time. We've got about 3 breaths here. 3 breaths in this balance. So good to be working on this balance. It's such strengthening, good mentally, good physically. Good, one more breath. And let's go ahead and hinge this up. Let's take this into a standing half staff. So standing half staff right here. And then we can release that foot down to the floor next to the other foot. We're up in a tall mountain right here. And then we dive it down. Oh, and over, so good. Very nice. Let's inhale and sweep this up again. Big, tall mountain. Exhale it around to chair. Bring our hands to heart. Let's take our left foot back. Keep our left heel lifted into a crescent pose on this other side. So left leg is back, right leg is front. Arms are lifted, back heel is lifted. And then from here, let's open ourselves up strongly into proud warrior. Warrior two, front knee is bent, back leg is straight.
even on this side, my legs are like, where's the chair? Not today. We're using our full strength today, or we're focusing our leg strength today. Let's drop this back arm, take our palm up and reach. Good, lengthening and breathing. When we use the chair, we get to focus on other things like hip strength and focusing on that core. But when we don't use the chair, then our legs have to do most of the work. And breathing, good. Bring this back into that proud warrior. Straighten through our front leg and shift the hips so we can tilt ourselves down into triangle pose. Oh yeah, and opening that up. This feels extra good today. For some reason on this other side, this is really good. Breathing it here. Inhaling and exhaling. Remember, the more sore or tight you are feeling, try and get your breaths to be deeper. Deeper inhale, deeper exhale. It will help smooth it out. It'll help get a lot more oxygen in places. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up. Release those arms. Walk that back foot in, heel toe. So we narrow that stance. Bring our hands to prayer at our low back. Let's go ahead and turn this and bring ourselves into our pyramid and getting ourselves ready for when we go into our balance warrior 3. And that's where we're going to go right now. So bring yourselves up into our balance warrior 3. Again, maybe you're on your toe, maybe you're lifting and lowering, or maybe you are lifting. You are trying to do the same thing on this side that you did on the other, so that we are working on that same amount of balance and strength on both sides of the body. And this for sure is engaging those big glutes, muscle groups, legs, ankles, ankle, yep, hip flexor, and maybe another breath here. Good, hinge this up into that half staff, reach up through that, and then release that foot down. Good, inhale, lift up. And exhale, dive it down and over. Both feet back to top of plank. Drop to our knees, back into a child's pose. But this time with our child's pose, let's take our palm or our arms by our side, our palms facing up. Elbows. Oh, dropping off to the side. So now you are a little turtle. You've got your turtle shell. Got your hands facing up, so good. This is also one of those poses that I could stay here for, especially if I had something underneath my forehead, I might even be able to fall asleep here. Wow. Good, let's take our hands by our knees, press ourselves up, and we're gonna take ourselves onto our backs for some relaxation. Go ahead and grab, if you're using an eye pillow or regular pillows or blankets, grab those things. Have them with you, and let's bring ourselves onto our backs. We are going to lengthen through our legs towards one end of the room and reach through our fingers towards the other. If you have that eye pillow, you can place that eye pillow over your eyes. Oh, and just enjoy that light heaviness and the darkness. So you're reaching and reaching, imagining somebody's pulling at your wrists, somebody else is pulling at your ankles, but they're nice people. Nice people pulling to help you, pulling to add a couple inches to your height right here. Inhaling it deeply and exhaling. Oh yeah, on that exhale, man, feel that. Let's do that again. Big, deep inhale here. And as we exhale, let's sink and settle. Oh, so whoever was just pulling at your wrists or ankles, they have let go. They floated away, and you are settling and sinking. Those feet just falling open naturally.
arms are just open comfortably. And begin to quiet everything and slow everything down. Still allowing yourself to have a deep breath, but maybe slower with that deep breath. And maybe you add in a few sighs. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. Relax the eyes. Let the eyeballs go back to the back of your skull. Relax your forehead and your scalp. And then maybe doing a body scan, a mental body scan. A little bit of body awareness too, and just trying to figure out where things feel good, or maybe there's a little bit of tension or tightness or heat or anxiety left somewhere. Recognize where that's at. And try to send your breath to that to smooth it out, cool it, quiet it. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. And maybe you can flatten your spine towards the floor. That might help, like tucking your tailbone under. Or maybe that doesn't happen for you. For some people, it does not. But again, going with where your body feels most comfortable. Take those bent knees and drop them both over to your most comfortable side and take yourself onto your side. And a few breaths here. And taking your time, nice and slow, you can begin to bring yourself up into a seated position that feels strong and supportive for you. And we are just lengthening up, through our backs, through our spine, through the crown of the head. So good. Let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Bring our palms together and exhale, eyes following our fingers. Take our chin to chest. Lift our head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Inhaling it deeply and exhale. Let's do that breath again. Inhale it deeply and big cleansing exhale.
And thank you for joining me in the practice today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.